YouTube universe. Fizz and Friends Gaming. Fizzle Friends, we out here with another Madden Stars original show segment. We have broadcasting by EA Sports and Fizz and Friends Gaming. Madden Newsday, #1 for the season. This is late in the season. How late? This is the last Monday Night Football game. It's Madden Newsday. We're here to talk about every star. This is Kirk Cousins, the Minnesota Vikings, and Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Then we have Super Bowl 53 in our world, as we're here to talk about the real world, comparing our world to the real world with Ronnie Ray and Jarvis Rose in here. Then we have a matchup I felt like was worthy to see and watch during the 4 p.m. slot, Seahawks and the Cardinals. Then we have the undefeated Bears going against the Kansas City Chiefs, which could be the possible Super Bowl. People praying. Madden cover championship run as we're about to get into this playoffs. But this is the last Monday Night Football game for the season. That was week 16. We're now in week 17. And today is Madden News Day. And we're here to go over the news. Normally what we do, if you haven't been seeing, check out the last 2 seasons of Madden News Days. This season have been short, and that's been due to a lot of things. But as we're here in Madden Stars, Russell Wilson out here, we're here to go over this news. So let's go. Welcome to, the world of Madden Stars. Featuring Jarvis Rose and Ronnie Ray. 2 veteran competitors in my mind that, coming into week 17 needed more time, and that's the reason why the season has been short. That's why coming into week 17, this is the first Madden News Day. As we here walking in, we do a lot of side note, as we talked about last week, games from primetime. Super Bowl 53, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Super Bowl 53, the Jaguars and the Falcons came out in Madden NFL 18. That was the second year of this show, second season. Going into the first season, we had the Cowboys taking the Eagles' place in real life and the Patriots down. You know what I mean? And then as the Falcons came back with a dominant season, a perfect season in Super Bowl 53, taking down the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's a lot of news going around today, including that they just played last week, starting the week off in the primetime slot, Sunday. And then we have Monday, where we saw the Green Bay Packers and the Vikings. So, and don't forget the possible Super Bowl where we had the Kansas City Chiefs going against the Bears in week 16. But as we talked about that, we here naturally just here to talk about the news. We have some side bottom news where you see F news that definitely would be showcased to you guys as what you would read and be observing. This season is 80% fairly to real life. The reason I'm saying, because there's certain people that's hurt and certain people that's not. I don't try to make my guys get hurt a lot because I could get hurt and I don't want to get hurt, and a lot of people get hurt, you don't want to get hurt. So a lot of people get hurt in real life, so And this season was kind of horrific, and I didn't want that. So stars are out, and that's who I run this by. Major news, top news, we about to get into, but we have some spotlight news right now. As you see, we see one more quarter. The Browns Ravens. The Ravens broke through the extra quarter overtime to beat the Browns. Cowboys threw 5 touchdown pass with Wentz going off, and the Panthers beat the Colts. These are top teams, top talk. Yes, the Ravens is in it. And shout out to Lamar Jackson. That was, as you probably see in the corner where you see Adam Gase, if you rewind or saw in the beginning, the Ravens is my pick for the Super Bowl and really my team to run in Madden if I really play head to head. So is that, and I can switch it up. I have matchups, but it's off that. We here going over Madden news. We're going into this next segment. We have injury reports. This is just minor injury reports. Hopefully, this is everything from all teams, everybody. Give y'all a minor heads up since the first Madden news day. My injury is on 15, so yeah, it may be a lot of light people that's in here, not a lot, but truthfully, 15%, it ain't bad. It keeps everybody right. The Bears got an undefeated season. We going through every team. The Bears got an undefeated season. See that Tyreek Cohen gone for 3 weeks. Playoffs coming. He might make it for the Super Bowl if the Bears are on that round. But they've been messing up. Like the halftime report was showing 2 Bears signs. So I obviously will assume that the Bears is like a generic team that go all the way, trying to do what the Atlanta Falcons did last year. In our world, but in real world, we had the Patriots coming out here doing damage. So it's 2 teams we watching: Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots as defending champions to take it here. So the Bears are the team to beat, going 15-0. One more game, as today is the day for that game where Sunday Night Football, the last day of Sunday football, is going down. You know what I mean? Everything. So this is last week, week 17. Today is that day. It's like Good Morning America. It's like that day before the game or the day of the game. It's that matter. It's pretty much. So Bears, Bengals. See who's out for them. Bengals are not in it. Their season was a historic season. They had 7 TDs, a historic game. Bills there. Shout out to Big Banks for that. We had the Broncos, Browns. The Buccaneers have 4 people out. That's all injury reserve. These people are not coming back. As some of these people are in the game and they, in real life probably healthy. So going off of that, Cardinals have a lot of talk, playoff talk. So y'all take when I say segments as we getting closer to some playoff talk. My favorite segment, you know what I mean? So let's go get this injury report on the way. Chiefs, Sammy Watkins out, but the Chiefs are in the playoffs, so he's not on injury reserve. So he's good. As hopefully the Chiefs do get in the playoffs, because if the Chiefs, that's another top we're going to talk about. But the Colts, see, he's out for 1 week. Out for the whole season. Nelson Aguilar, missing him. He's out for 7. There's a lot of people you may not even notice that got injured. Like Le'Veon Bell got injured in my season. He brought the Patriots. Not the Patriots. The Steelers. He brought the Pittsburgh Steelers to the playoffs twice in my storyline since I started with Madden NFL 18. Yeah, and then I played a second year on the same game, and then we here with this game. So yeah, he brought them there. We're looking to get there. The Jets. He's our backup running back. I'm the Jets, Ronnie's on the Dolphins. If y'all don't know, we're gonna have a season recap of everything of the team and all our stats compared from the previous seasons coming up too. So we're gonna add that all up. Josh Gordon is gone for the Patriots, but I think in real life, I think he became a coach or something like that. Going on as I go, I'm giving you real life news and our real news here. Ravens having a real life experience as they really is playing like the real life Ravens. Redskins are doing a miracle out of all the teams. Redskins are the only team in my eyes are doing amazing. Like without Reuben Foster, you know what I mean, Alex Smith, they are doing amazing. So playoff hopes are for some of these teams I'm highlighting. Saints will have a playoff hope, but in due time, they get a good. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Panthers or the Saints. Reason I'm going for the Saints is because the Saints in real life is doing it. So I like Panthers like years ago. I love Panthers still. I'm like a diehard Panthers fan, but the Saints is cool too. So as I'm here with the Saints, I'm just looking at everything like they got a primetime game today, like around 1 o'clock. In that essence of like the game set that we gonna showcase, but really not, cause it's a set that is the Jets and the Dolphins gonna be playing. So, but this is like a possible division champion right here. So Saints and Panthers gonna fight it out in our world. There's a lot of playoff openings still open. So Seahawks, they clean. Steelers, Texans lost DeAndre Hopkins. That's tough. They got a playoff hold. That man is 99, bro. DeAndre Hopkins. He's coming back it's 5 weeks. I don't know if he's gonna come back, but that's a big loss for the Texans. Damn. And I haven't been playing. I only, if y'all see the season recap, check out for that. Y'all gonna see my stats, but I haven't been playing minor games. Titans and the Vikings. Kyle Rudolph out 3 weeks. I don't know if he's gonna come back and make it to the playoff, the Vikings, but there it is there, and we back with Tyreek Cohen out for 3 weeks. But that's it for injury report. On to the next segment. Shout out to Adam Gates. Transaction, the moves that have been around through the league. Ignore all the re-signs. You know what I mean? Ignore all of that. Where is that? I think I passed it. Oh yeah, it was the signs, not the re-signs. And releases. So this has all been recently signed throughout this week. I have skimmed through. Not everybody's in this franchise, but it's pretty much accurate though. It's pretty much accurate, and any releases, there you go. You feel me? Got you going all the way there. That'll be like that. And nobody retired yet. And re-signs will low-key be based off of next year in real life. See you there with that new Madden. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much that with that. And now my favorite part, which I probably skipped one, but yeah, let's go check it out. We skipped it. Bring it back. We got news coming through. Top news. You see, Last Monday Night Football, Rodgers got the Packers in the end zone, freely in the win over the Vikings, throwing a total of 3 TDs. Rodgers came through, game changing. Trubisky is not like Trubisky in real life, bringing the Bears to another W, making a 15-0 season spectacular. Have Super Bowl 53 rematch. Jaguars beat the Falcons as it was a rematch in Super Bowl 53, and the Falcons took the L, and it may hurt their playoff hopes. Doug Maroon, I give credit to these players. They wanted this win more than the other team did. And like that was the big highlighted news of the season. And then we go back into some last week news. Even though this is the first Madden News Day and y'all haven't been seeing this, we highlighted the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Was a highlighted game, prime time last week. Seahawks took that, I believe. Ravens and Browns was battling it out last week for that #1 divisional spot, which I feel like the Ravens took because they took that dub. So, but I think they still in the wild card, or maybe not. I'm not too sure, but we're gonna see that later on. The Bengals beat the Dolphins in a close matchup, 19-13. Dolphins could have almost got their first W. And the Jets, without me that game, and it was without Ronnie too that game, they lost. Week 16. The weeks that we have shown in the season, that's pretty much what everything is. The games we played. So, Jets beat the Steelers without me. And Le'Veon Bell came through with 192 yards, and I remember seeing him with 2 TDs. Wasn't there in the game, it wasn't there on the field, but did see that. Game plan by the Panthers beat the Colts. Carson Wentz was doing his thing, and like I said, the Bears went through week 16 unscratched. Tyreek Cohen's there with the Bells. With missing games, which we went over. Mark Ingram doing phenomenal this year. Packers beat the Vikings, a good rivalry matchup. Chargers beat the Raiders in a subpar matchup. The side bubbles you can read if you choose. I'm here to cover the big ones. Gordon and the Chargers took over. The Redskins lost in their matchup. Don't know who the Redskins played. I think, so if it's the Chargers, Redskins played, if I recall, who the Redskins playing this week? The Redskins played the Eagles. Redskins, Cowboys, Eagles. Then they probably play the Giants. Either or. The Bills beat the Patriots. Wow. In a phenomenal close game. Rams, top rival 49ers, lived up to the expectation. Big game. Jared Goff came through. Titans fell to the Saints with Drew Brees throwing 3 TDs. Deshaun Watson over here, 3 interceptions. Hopefully they play also stay strong. The Texans is a good favorite, but in real life, where we at, can't tell you, but just know we'll be up to date by the Pro Bowl. By the Pro Bowl, I definitely say that's where you would know we're up to date. Is either a day after or within that week passing. And we already discussed about the Browns and the Bears. Carson Wentz throwing the 5 TDs. Eagles looking phenomenal. Shout out to the Eagles fans. And like that would be the news, full coverage of news segment. Let's talk about these numbers. We talked about the move around the season. We talked about the injury reports. We talked about the news. Let's talk about these standings, these numbers, stats, everything to come around in this season. So, playoff is 1 week away. As you can see above, the playoffs are 1 week away. My team, New York Jets, me and Adam Gates over here going against the Bills. The standings is still wide open. So as we hear with the standings wide open, we have the AFC and we have the NFC. There's a few teams still open to take this, but we're going to break it down. AFC and then go down to NFC. So, as if you don't know the playoffs, how does it run? Each division, as you see, North, 2 conferences, AFC, NFC, each have 4 divisions. Each division consists of 4 teams, and there will always be a top team, and that team is the division champion for the season. The Ravens and the Browns went at it last week, as the Browns took a 2-game losing streak while the Ravens on a 5-game winning streak. So that declares the Ravens the division champions of this season, and both teams, Ravens and Browns, are in, making them solidified in the playoffs. Either or, off of that last week matchup didn't matter. It was just for divisional championship bragging rights, and Ravens topped that. Browns is coming in close, still in the wild card. 2 teams looking like in the wild card possibly. Steelers, Bengals, they're not in it, but their season still was joyful. The AFC South is still wide open. Nobody have clinched the playoff yet, but there are teams that's in the hunt and are divisioning standings if we close it today. And yes, that is the Texans as the division champions, giving the Jaguars that. If I go and tell y'all the schedule, y'all can know what the matchups are looking like. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to break it down to let y'all know if y'all don't know. So, the Colts and the Jaguars is a big matchup, key to that. If the Jaguars lose, it opens our playoff hopes, the New York Jets, as the Texans looking to take, if they bounce back from their losing streak, losing one game, they could top the whole conference. But if they lose and Jaguars win, Jaguars hold the conference, and that probably still opens our doors if the Texans lose, either or. But the Colts will have to beat the Jaguars in our books, but I'm rooting for the Texans as we just went through the AFC North, and I said the Ravens. That's what happened in real life. The Ravens clinched the playoffs, and so has the Texans as division champions, and all went to the playoffs. The Jaguars, Colts is there, but the Titans came in real life, and I don't think nothing on this side went. And then moving forward, our division, we have the New England Patriots clinching the playoffs. Hopefully, the Houston Texans clinch theirs, but that would make everything match as realistic so far. But as of right now, everything match as realistic in real life where the playoffs are, as who clinch the playoffs and are division champions. So that's that. And then we are turning a break around for what the Bills, who made it to the playoffs. Us Jets are here. As I said, in the AFC South, the Titans went. It was the Bills, and we're here looking like we're going. If we win our next game going against the Bills, and if the Jaguars lose against the Colts, and or Houston, Texas lose, it doesn't matter who wins. If they both lose, we still get a playoffs time. There was just one of those teams would just go out of the Jaguars and the Texans in the playoffs. That's why this week is very necessary for that division. As we already solidified AFC North, Browns and Ravens are clear. Patriots is cleared here. Need one more team. We already figured out their problem. This is the last team. Jets and the Bills. That's my joy. But Bills made it in real life. Dolphins is having a horrible season, 0-15. Bills in real life ain't making it, but we have a chance to make it. But if we don't get it, we lose to the Bills. Jaguars, Texans lose, it opened the door for the Chargers to make it, as maybe as right now they is the top team to go as of right now. If you look at the standings and compare them all, the Chiefs are the one to go, and that's all realistic as well. So 4 division champions that are realistic as of right now in real life playoffs. But in ours, they got a matchup, Chargers and the Chiefs. So Chargers and Chiefs got a matchup that matters the most for their divisional round. But if one of these teams lose and all the other teams, like we lose, Jets, the Houston Texans lose, and the Jacksonville Jaguars lose, the Chargers, I believe, will have a chance in the playoffs. So playoff hope is alive for the Chiefs and the Chargers as well. But it's a must game for the Chiefs and a must game for the Chargers to win if they want to be division champions and actually make it to the playoffs, for sure. Not off of other teams liking teams, you know what I mean? But that's this AFC side of storyline. Chiefs, Chargers, Jets, Bills, Jaguars, Colts, Texans, and Titans are games that matters in the AFC side. Truthfully, it's going to be worthwhile seeing. And NFC side, we all know about the 15-0 Bears, right? The 15-0 Bears are looking like a dominant team, as they will be going against the Vikings. But the Lions and Packers are going at it. And a heads up, and some prior news from last year in our world, Madden stars, the Detroit Lions had Golden Tate on their team, had a good run, traded him last year, and had still made it to the playoff, but didn't make it all the way. They traded him to the Eagles. Golden Tate went to the Eagles, and he still went to the playoff, but they still fell. So he left the Eagles, and I think Golden Tate is with the New York Giants right now. So as I'm just breaking this all down with you, the Detroit Lions, without Golden Tate, they low-key right now substituted Matthew Stafford for David Blow to come out with this phenomenal 10-5 season, but did lose their last game last week. So hopefully they come up top, Bears with their 15 winning streak, and that would be the Lions and the Packers coming out. But in the retrospect, the Lions is automatically in the playoffs anyway. I don't think it really matters But I guess if they lose, I guess it do matters. But I think they in it because they 10-5. They lose to the Packers. It don't hurt them much. If I break it down, as we go to AFC South, we have the Panthers and the Saints. Both teams coming off of W's. Will be battling it out for the division championship, and I did head out. This is the 1 o'clock slot today. We got coming up next Panthers and the Saints. Yep, that's the game. But in real life, you'll be checking out our highlighted games of Ronnie Ray on the Dolphins and Jarvis Rose on the Jets. But moving on forward, like I'm saying, the Panthers and the Saints will be primetime game going down as one of these teams going to be division champions. I'm rooting for the Saints. I'm rooting for the Panthers. It all is good and gravy. It's all good and gravy. You feel me? Kind of stuttered. It's all good and gravy over here. Yeah. I had to check back on the recording. I had good gravy. We good gravy over here on the AMC side. This is my favorite division. I love this division. Panthers Saints. Yeah, it's a good matchup. Can't wait to see who's gonna come. Saints looking like the big dog, but in that the Panthers still have a hope. If so, give the Falcons any hope? Nope. That's just a matchup off of bragging rights. The Eagles still open, but the Eagles seem like they're gonna make it anyway. But they could lose. So if they lose to the Giants, that gives hope for the Redskins to take that spot. But I think a 10-6 will still give them hope as 9-7 Cardinals and 9-7 whatever teams do Saints and Panthers. Doesn't matter because the 10-6 Lions and the 10-6 Redskins and Cowboys. Redskins and Cowboys, or like 10-7. That's the Cowboys winning that. You know what I mean? If the Eagles lose, it's a hard decision, but the Eagles looking like they back. This division is very close. So only team that ain't in is the Giants. So shout out to the Giants though. They on a 2-game win streak. But the West, out here in the NFC, we had the Seahawks going against the 49ers, which is closing out this Sunday day football. You feel me? Some NFL then next few days, like I said, we catching up, and I will be caught up on Pro Bowl when Pro Bowl round will be there. But the Cardinals still have a hope in the playoffs too. So the NFC side, the storyline goes Cardinals there in the playoffs, looking to hit the run. 49ers and Rams are not in it. 49ers in real life are doing their thing, but this is not real life. Seahawks coming out as real life. Cardinals got a hope with Kyle Murray. Eagles, Redskins, Cowboys all got hope. Still in the hunt. And the wild card, Panthers and Saints all got hope. And the Lions seem like they have a good fear of a chance to get in. But 9 times out of 10, I think if the Eagles win, it doesn't matter. And the Eagles lose and the Redskins lose, that gives hope for the Saints, Redskins, Cowboys will be out. The Redskins are in. No, bring it back. Redskins lose 97. So it'll be Saints, Redskins, Cowboys, and the Cardinals get the W. All looking to get the thing going. So the Cardinals get the W, the Redskins lose, and the Saints lose. I think the Cardinals get the W. If you ask me, as if the Lions lose, it doesn't matter. They like in the wild card anyway, but it's not solidified because a lot of things could change around, mix up. But it's tough. It's a tough thing. Just be checking out down there at the ticker, and you'll be aware of what happened. But every team right now is battling rivalry, so we're gonna see what goes down. Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, ending this day off, and I believe we went through everything. And my favorite part of the season, the playoff talk. Playoff talk looking realistic. On the NFC, the Bears is taking apart of the Packers, and the Saints is battling their time. they battling to get in they real life spot, where the Panthers are doing what they real life counterpart is not, and we have the Eagles doing a real life counterpart, but the Redskins are doing some unlikely things that I never thought the Redskins would do, you know. But that's amazing for them. And then one more team. Oh, the West always fun. Yeah, they go to division. So pretty much that's how it is. The West, Cardinals gotta hope. There you go, Seahawks and Cardinals trying to make the playoffs. It was one season, our first year with the 49ers. We beat the Cardinals. No, we beat the Rams, but the Rams lost to the Cardinals. I mean, we beat the Rams, and the Rams beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals made the playoffs, but we didn't. You know what I mean? So that Week 17 matchup I didn't like, because it's like this one again, but we have to get the W for it to happen and to get this hope up. But we won, right? But the Cardinals won as well. So the Cardinals had to lose, but the Cardinals was going with, at this real life, as we saw the Seahawks and Cardinals. The Seahawks, if you want to be realistic in our story, the Seahawks was really, that team was trash at that time, so they lost to the Cardinals at that time. So the Cardinals beat the Seahawks at that time, got them in the playoffs, but we beat the Rams, could have got us in the playoffs. The Cardinals lost, but the Cardinals won. They played the Rams beat them, and it was like, yo, we could have beat the Rams, like they playing. But that was that year with the 49ers. Then we went on with the Jets. We didn't make the season last year, but this year we got some playoff hopes. We gotta wait for the Jaguars to lose. We gotta pray that we win. And at the end of the day, if the Texans lose, it doesn't matter. We still have a chance to get in. So Texans and Titans, that's a game the Texans gonna take. So we're really playing for the Jaguars to lose. The Colts is our favorite team right now. The Colts is our favorite team right now. So we're rooting for the Colts, either or, who's on the West with the Chiefs and the Chargers, which probably somewhere else is a big primetime game. Chiefs and the Chargers going for some title is a big game. But we're going to have the Saints and the Panthers, which is also a big game, with Cam is actually live here in our franchise. So, but the Colts is our favorite. Panthers, big game. And I think pretty much like that, that concludes this Madden News Day. And as we running ending right on time to our night shift, as my channel is broken down in many different segments. Oh, there's more. We have stats. I kind of went over the schedule with y'all. That's why I was rushing through it. But there's stats to be talked about. So we have some awards this segment. We have all the weeks, and I'm going to showcase all of them. You could briefly look at them, of these top players around the league, your favorite players. If you see us, just know we had a star game. But we didn't play that much this year, as I'll be honest with you. Our year been subpar. This is the first Madden News Day, so in the headset I'm getting wrong information. I'm just trying to hurry up and not prolong the day, as in the night shift of this day recording, we trying to get Madden News Day always shown before the day we start Sunday football, if not after, or if not before the first game of the week. So that's Thursday. So pretty much that's what we're trying to do. So we're gonna get that popping and going, and in that case, that's what we're trying to do. This week is a historic week, as you can see the numbers. Any other week, I kind of really don't know because I really wasn't playing, and when I don't play, and in real life, I wasn't really attending most of the games. We make weeks pass by, a lot of simulations, a lot of manually transactions and stuff like that. So, but this historic game with um the Eagles play the Dolphins. That was week 13. Check that out in the season what you call it the show the season. Check that out for the season on playlist. So as a season playlist, we got the Eagles and the Dolphins with it. That was a matchup, a head-to-head matchup. That's really how I'll probably do a head-to-head matchup, but make it more different. If you're playing with your player, I'm gonna let the team play as the team. As that wasn't my team, I just played with the team. Just switching it up, but that's how it's gonna be if it ain't my team. But if it's my team, I'm gonna play with my player and let the team run as a team. If we lose, we lose. If it's a head-to-head matchup. But the time would cut short, yes, of course, because this historic game with the Bengals and the Jets, my team was with the same person. Shout out to Big Banks who played the Eagles and the Dolphins. The Bengals and the Jets came out with a 7 TD reception from AJ Green and 7 sacks from Geno Atkins in one game, a forced fumble, 2 fumbles from AJ Green, coming out with 615 receiving yards, which that means he's been a high target all game. And why is that? Because he got 20 receptions. So he been breaking yards to 30 per game. So as I'm just trying to explain is reason why we broke it down from 15 minutes to 6 minutes is because of this high performance. It's a big historic game. Me and Big Banks went at it. Sam Darnold. It was a minute I was playing with my player. Then it was a minute that I wanted to just. I was always playing with the team too when I wasn't playing with my player. That's why this historic game was like that. Cause I was helping defense and I was messing up on some plays. So that made it a high score game, 80-59. So that was this week and that week was fun. But pretty much, that's what happened. And I'm gonna be honest. The Eagles and the Dolphins is the better setup for real life atmosphere and games, and I'm gonna cut off the acceleration clock as well next few times. But playoffs will never ever be like that. Playoffs gonna be because you didn't get them to the playoffs. So if you got these teams to the playoffs, you could play with them. But if you didn't, nope. But regular season, we could do head-to-head matchups anytime with anybody. All my friends out there, Fizzle friends, real life friends, everybody. Come play me head to head in Madden. But yeah, Eagles and the Dolphins would be that matchup like that if anybody want to play me in the series show. And the 15-minute corners like this, nah, that's not it. Because that was tough unless I'm making my team play like that. So if my team play like that, then that would be like that. So that would be like that. We have week 14. I wasn't there for it, so I remember the weeks. It was like one. I think I played 1, 2. I think I played 9. Played 13. And now we here. So I didn't play that much games with the Jets. So as I was with the Jets, I created myself, Jarvis Rose, New York Jets. I wasn't there I played last time, week 13. Le'Veon Bell came back. He was injured for a couple of weeks. He came back week 14. Week 16, he made it as the top player that week. And pretty much what I feel, me coming back week 17 to make this playoff hope come true with Le'Veon Bell should come true. Like we should make it. So he always make it. He made the Steelers. He wasn't absent last year. He was actually playing in our show, and yeah, he brought them to the playoffs. That's something I can remember. We finally gonna showcase playoff 2 and Madden Stars. So check out that. But that goes with that. And then the yearly awards, check that out on season recap. That's coming at the end of the season, pretty much after these games, and career stats and NFL records and everything dealing with that. Check out the team stats. We won't go into that. That will be season recap. But you will check out where we stand as the New York Jets is my team. 13 points scored, 38 points allowed. See the numbers above, 8 in offensive yards. So we put up some good numbers, and defensive yards. We the worst team. So boom. That's it with that. You see where the coach is. You see where our top players are in position of gaining yards. Running back, receiver. You see right there Le'Veon Bell. And you see Robbie Anderson there. But truthfully, you see Sam Darnold. He had a real rough season. 21 interceptions, 11 rushing TDs for Le'Veon. 1,005th overall. We're gonna go over some high key, real life standings. You know how you break down the yards. But shout out to Sam Darnold. That's big, man. Running the sack game. You feel me? 3,000. You feel me? Completions 334. Threw for 520 though, but had 32 interceptions, 21 TDs. Not bad on the completions. The longest was 77. And yeah, if you haven't noticed, I said Sam Darnold do control himself. So this is all Sam Darnold's work. Only thing I do is run with Sam Darnold when I choose to, and he got 15. He played 15 games with 76 sacks. So Sam Darnold, I give him props. He did his thing. We're going into overall stats of the whole league. But real deal, you would check out those stats when season recap comes. So when season recap comes, you would check out those stats. But we here with the top quarterbacks of the season coming through passing yards. I don't have to even say their name. So as I go through this, you should easily observe and peep. Top guy for the season doing Tom Brady numbers, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is the top in our passing yards going into week 16, going into week 17. He's that man. He ain't that far from Tom Brady. So they battling for the top passing yards of the season. Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady. Jacoby Brissett, their third. Tom Brady underlings. Patrick Mahomes, cover athlete. He's there at number 4 with Drew Brees, Case Keenum, rounding the top list of 7-pack. No, the 6-pack. The 6-pack. And Phillip Rivers is the guy you should know rounding out the 7-pack. And there you see the remaining leaders right there. So I'm going to see the completions real quick. So the completions matter. You see the top completions from each quarterback. Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and I would say Matt Ryan, and then you can see up the rest coming up. So my man Sam Darnold there in the hunt, man. So it's all Gucci over there. The attempts, I wouldn't do attempts just because some guys would throw high, and they not that good. So the completions is what matter, man. Who got the most completions this year? Top TDs matters too. Jacoby Brissett is the man with the top TDs. That's big things for the Copes. I better see you come out with this W against the Jaguars, because you're my favorite team right now. Lamar Jackson there at 36. He, in real life, I think did take this position. So there's one more game to solidify the spot. We're going to check that out. Season recap. Deshaun Watson there with 35. Carson Wentz. We had Trubisky, Mahomes. Then Russell Wilson. And then you see who all end out the 7 pack. Cam Newton, Andy Dalton, Drew Brees. Only reason I'm going over their names is just because this is the first episode. I mean, who knows? I may switch it out, do it anyways. I mean, I just don't want to, disacknowledge their greatness. But you should realize their greatness. And this is that season, 1920, Madden 20. We digging it. So our quarterback, he been the thrower, the interception thrower. I ain't gonna blame y'all, but I'm gonna blame me. I have probably called some of them interceptions, and I've probably been the reason for those interceptions. You know what I mean? And then Ronnie's quarterback really been doing his duty at that too. So yeah, I haven't do nothing for him. I just run. If I ever ran with Ryan, I ran with him. But yeah, I call when I play receiver. I call sometimes. So that probably caused this pick an interception top guy. But these guys are not really to be notified. But you could check it out. This is pretty much how it would have been, just showcasing. Not even talking about them. Top sack quarterback. Yes, of course, it's him. And everybody else you see behind. And the little runner-ups you don't get to see. It's not that important. But these guys got bad offensive line. If he would say, but the longest passing quarterback, minor note, is right here. And there you go. Remember, I covered the big news, TDs, yards, and completions. You feel me? Now we're going on top guy when it comes to the yards. Ezekiel Elliott took a little time to make sure he got his contract and came through with a killer season. Mark Ingram came through second in them yards. Saquon Barkley, Chris Carson, that's 4. Le'Veon Bell, Leonard Fournette, and Todd Gurley. And then you see the remains right there with Nick Chubb, Melvin Gordon, and Connor. But like you see those names and you see the top names, just know them boys damage. They do damage. The attempts don't really matter because you could run a running back as little as possible and you still get yards, so it doesn't matter. TDs, the average could change too. The reason I don't do average is because the average numbers are probably somebody who just ran one time and got 100 or something like that. You know what I mean? So, nah. And then Ezekiel topping the list as top guy at TDs with 17, Saquon with 15, Nick Chubb, James Conner. All these guys are playing too this week, so they're going to increase these numbers. Alvin Kamara. I just had to make sure the number. Le'Veon Bell and Melvin Gordon. I'm probably say Mark Ingram too. Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley, Derrick Henry. He got his start on the Titans from last year. Titans awesome season. Titans last year had an awesome season as their real life counterparts. This year's having an amazing season, but in Madden Stars this year, Titans are not looking very good as the Titans last year had issues with Derrick Henry. Dion Lewis came and took the star role. made it to the Pro Bowl and all, came through next year. Y'all didn't get to see that. This year they brought back Pro Bowl, so we're going to have a whole new Pro Bowl. Hopefully it don't be no weird things that we can't have it. I want to play my Pro Bowl. So moving off of that, we got the Pro Bowl. Dion Lewis made it. He came back, started this season, and now Derrick Henry made it healthy back, coming through with this season as right now the starting guy. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is the top fumbler of quarterbacks and running backs of any sort, of any player and anything. We there with Sam Darnold, Cook, Jackson. I'm not even counting Jalen Richards, Sonny Mitchell. And then you see the remains all tied with 2. But the quarterbacks are the fumblers of this year's season. Is there anything else? I ran through that fast. Broken tackles. We're not going to run through them like that. But you could check them out. As you can see, and who have the longest run is Mark Ingram with a 99-yard run for a touchdown. I hope so. Melvin Gordon with 94, Leonard Fournette, and Alexander Mattison, Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, and then you see the remains. Coming away with Odell Beckham Jr., the top receiver. He's the man. Baker Mayfield should be talking to this man the whole time in real life. He's the man. Odell Beckham Jr. came through with the phenomenal numbers. Still got one more week to go with AJ Green coming out with that historic game, boosting his numbers and his standings. But he's not far back from Julian Edelman, who is here with the Patriots. Keenan Allen, AJ Brown, who came in and didn't get that much snaps as all the top guys. As you can see, Downs plays in the far right. AJ Brown didn't get that much plays as the top guys. Is there in the top list with Corey Davis. And there go Julio Jones, ending off, I believe, the 7-pack. You see Tyler Lockett, Courtland Sutton, and Dede Westbrook. Top teams, top receivers. Y'all know how it goes. Who got the most TDs this year? Goes out to T.Y. Hilton. AJ Green, yes, of course, is phenomenal numbers. Julian Edelman, Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett, Alshon Jeffrey, Tyler Boyd, and then you see the last few topping the 10 TD list. Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley, and Devontae Adams. Run after catch, Odell Beckham, Tyler Boyd, Tyler Lockett, AJ Green, AJ Brown, Julian Edelman, Demarcus Robinson, and Ted Ginn. Probably the top 7, not too sure, I wasn't counting. Jarvis Landry, Keenan Allen, Chris Hogan there. And then, of course, we're here to see who hit the longest reception. Demarcus Robinson, Odell Beckham, Amari Cooper, AJ Brown, Devontae Parker, Deshaun Hamilton, and I would say Tyler Boyd. Then you'll see the remains with Todd Gurley there with a big reception, 79 yards. Blocking, if that matters to you, you see the names, you know who they are. Defense, we here to see solo tackles, sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions. This is a big list. forced fumbles, fumbles recovery, and touchdown. Okay, we will show some catches allowed, showing the worst guys, I guess, who allow catches. But that'll be at the end, and that'll be it. I'm not trying to show too much on defense, but you see the top guys doing their thing on tackles. I will go through names. You can see their names if you know who they are. There you go. I went through fast just because I'm a little behind on time, so I'm just trying to get this going. So that's that. Big dogs for the sacks: Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Geno Atkins, Von Miller, Cameron Jordan, Joey Bosa, and I think I will round it off with Dante Hightower. Top interception guys go out to William Jackson, Jordan Poyer, Mark Barron, Patrick Chung, Denzel Ward, Malcolm Jenkins, Trumaine Johnson, shout out to you, and he rounded off with Marcus May, Earl Thomas, and the Griffin brother. Moving on forward, top guys for the forced fumbles. Who out there? Forced fumble: C.J. Mosley, Jamal Adams, Luke Kuechly, Myles Garrett, Harrison Smith, Jalen Smith, Lonzo Alexander, and you don't see no more Bobby Wagner. Recovery: Clinton Dix, Jamal Adams, Anthony Barr, Jalen Smith, Ryan Kerrigan, and all tied up one: Demario Davis, Nigel Bradham, Jimmy Smith. But let's see who scored TDs though. It's all about the TDs. Jamal Adams with the 2, William Jackson with the 2, Ryan Kerrigan with 1, tying up with Jalen Smith, Patrick Onzuwanso, and Clinton Dix, which I believe was one more, Jimmy Smith, and then you see the top 7 of the pack. And like I said, who doing the bad work? Who ain't really doing the work, man? Who allowing these men to score touchdowns? Bandrick McKinney, Joe Scorbert, Jonathan Joseph, Deion Jones, Corey Littleton, Tyler Whitehead, Bryce Hager, tying up the 7-pack with 31. And all the other guys you saw here, give them all a big thumbs down. They allowing these guys to get touchdowns and catches on defense. I'm an offensive guy, but I ain't liking that. This is a little fun part of the segment where I like to talk about, kicking, field goals. It's fun to kick in Madden. So, Eddie, Bears kicker, see where we at. See if we even make the list of the 7-pack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We didn't make the 7-pack. Is we there in the top 3? We not there either. And we not there. We probably was there, but I didn't make it. I didn't hit a lot of field goals this year. Percentage. Did I do good on my percentage? Field goal percentage. Justin Tucker with a phenomenal year. Now we just looking for us. I'm an 84% kicker. Okay. That's me though. But that's field goals. You feel me? My longest was a 57, but he did play some kicking too, so I guess he's good on it. But I did help out 11, 13. I was there for like 5 games, so I was good on it. Um, he got 57. I probably wasn't that one. He didn't get blocked. Extra points 91. He hit a lot of field goals from that yard. He hitting them. And punts. I mean, we getting inside the 20. I don't know. It don't matter to me. Kick returns. We're just gonna check out top yards. I mean, the kick return average is pretty dope. I think that you see the top teams there. But the yards is phenomenal too. You see them there, Trent Cannon. Shout out to him. Came out there running it down. I should kick it, get run down too, man. Anybody score TDs? There you go, 4 people with TDs for this year on kick return. Shout out to Cordell Patterson, Tyler Lockett, Richie James, and Ryan Switzer. Punt return attempts don't matter, but these yards do. You see them boys right there. And then who getting the TDs? Oh, okay. Tyreek Hill with 2 TDs, boy. That's the man right there. Alvin Kamara with 1. Hey. And I guess that is it for this segment. We'll call the stats. We're going to check on the whole season recap and our career stats. Season recap. You feel me? But last part of the season, of the show, been a few minutes going down. We have this week 17 matchup. Our team, Jets and the Bills, going at it. You feel me? Playoff hope if we win. Fizz and Friends Gaming. I'm telling y'all, this season was pretty fast, but I'm excited same way. Steelers Ravens is just a simple game that doesn't matter. Giving y'all the background of it. It's just a rivalry game, matchup going down. Jets Bills, playoff hope. But you will also see that game, but it's a local game. Falcons, Buccaneers, doesn't matter. Eagles, Giants, it doesn't matter if the Eagles win, which they should, as we already discussed the division. Saints, Panthers is a divisional game, which is also primetime game and it's 1 o'clock time. Remember, I told you so. It's going down. You will see highlights going on to our next game. And then off this Sunday night football, we have the Browns and Bengals going at it, where we have the Browns should take this W. Redskins and Cowboys. I want the Cowboys to win it. I don't really like what the Redskins got going on, but they got something going on. But the Cowboys, I'm rooting for them. Moving on, if the Redskins win, I think the Redskins get a playoff berth. I don't know. But the Cowboys if they get the W, they open their chance for a playoff berth. I don't know. We will see as we check down with the Saints and Panthers down here in Fizz and Friends Gaming, EA Sports, or even Jets and Bills, or Dolphins or Redskins. Local games. Moving on forward, Packers and Lions. Lions seem like they're gonna get the dub, but Packers, they a good team. So let's see what goes down. Titans and Texans. Texas got to get this dub. Titans have a poor season, so Texas should make this real life AFC Division Championships look real. The Colts and Jaguars. Colts is our favorite team right now. We want the Colts to beat the Jaguars, and we can make it. Chargers and Chiefs is another divisional game down there in the West, where we have the Chargers and Chiefs going at it, and if the Chargers win, the Chargers are division champions. If the Chiefs wins, they bring this real life starting four of division champions, real life, and Madden stars together. It's just alike. You know what I mean? Bears obviously should take the Vikings down as they topped it. Recalling if they played them before, can't do that. This ain't that time. Hopefully next season we get more Madden Newsday, because kind of didn't get a lot of plays. But each week we do showcase after week 2 to probably week 3. I'm trying to get more Madden Newsday going. Dolphin Patriots. People saying the Patriots, but you know, I like Ronnie and I like the Dolphins. I think they should get their first W as they did in their real life counterpart. Every year the Dolphins beat the Patriots. I don't know if last year the Dolphins won. Really wasn't there for that game, but you know, probably was, but I wasn't paying attention. But you know, off that, and then coming in and then off, it will be Raiders Broncos. Don't even matter. Cardinals Rams, a high key game for the Cardinals. If they win, they could get a playoff berth. And 49ers Seahawks will be ending off this Sunday night football. Everything in football will be ended off here after 1 o'clock. But going into all of these games, I really feel like it's a good season. It's still a lot of hope for week 17, and just know next Madden Newsday will still be called Madden Newsday number 2, but it will be an 18-19 playoffs. So I guess it will call 18-19 Madden playoffs. Oh no, tripping. 19-20 Madden playoffs. So 19-20 Madden playoffs. This would be the start of Madden Newsday number 2, and we continued on from there. And then that's a special thing, just like Madden Super Bowls. But then you'll catch us back here next season after season recap, and can't wait to see y'all. Next season, hopefully we stay on our teams. Hopefully I get this W with the Jets. And can't wait for y'all to see it. It's about to go down. It's about to be spectacular. So, yeah, just like that. Fizz and Friends Gaming here with this banger original episode, Madden Newsday number 1 for 1920 season. Madden Stars, Fizzleman 1 signing out. Fizzleman signing out like always. Stay blessed. Yeah.